So, in that, thanks for our catering USUN's event, and Jeremy's upbraiding me for not clearing these remarks. You have a metaphor for our relationship. Did you
write that down?
No, okay, so in truth, about a month ago, I had the pleasure of speaking to a group of Stanford students who I learned have effectively been Jeremy's roommates during his time here in Washington, because I don't know if you know this, but in addition to being USUN's deputy and having this bi-coastal commute that he's had, he's also been an advisor to the Stanford program in Washington, D.C., which means he effectively has 20 teenage children. I don't know how he does this. Anyway, in teeing up a presentation I made to this group, Jeremy referred to me as his work spouse, by which he meant somebody with whom he interacts frequently, bickers occasionally, and has a strong and enduring bond. Now, beyond sharing this with my actual wife, who I might add was not entirely cool with it, I've been reflecting on ways in which our relationship has indeed tracked the non-romantic aspects of married life, Jeremy. First of all, let me go through this. Multiple daily communications, check. Ritual gestures of support on matters of common interest. Great job at today's DC. I wasn't sure I was getting through. Oh, no, you were great. And of course, gentle prodding with the recognition that you all are never really going to get the other person to change, as in, before we clear these remarks to the council with 20 directorates, could you confirm that they're not going to change on Samantha's review? We have no reason to believe that there will be significant changes. Check, yes. Are these like moved off of music? Oh, no, okay. Of course, this doesn't really encompass the full range of conversations that we've had, Jeremy, from kibitzing and whining to hatching plans for waging peace and rights and atrocities and prevention all around the world, to why lie, furious, epithet-laced rants about the injustice of requests to clear 18-page speeches in 2 hours on Saturday evenings, those hackathons sometimes. But the bottom line is that we have certainly had an incredible, productive, broad-gauge partnership and friendship that I personally and the whole multilateral director will miss enormously. And just to highlight a few things that we're going to miss. First of all, when you are gone, who are we going to try to sound like? For honestly, is there anyone who sits at the table in any of these interagency meetings with you who is as articulate as you are? Who effortlessly toggles between that fantastic conceptual vocabulary that you have and the deep knowledge of how the government works to push the conversation forward, to shape solutions, and to make sure that we're not skirting the most important issues. And is there anyone who's ever sat at DC with Jeremy and hasn't thought, that was really a great intervention, I'd really like to sound like that? And if there is somebody there, don't say anything because you're going to Second of all, who's going to take on these incredible, messy, complex, worthy, and important projects that you've helped us get our hands around in Planet Multilab? Like developing a mechanism for sustainably financing green helmeted AU operations, a plan for selling it to partners in Congress, and actually helping us to make this happen. Or a program of work that's going to help the Atrocities Prevention Board get to the next level. Or all the other issues that we frequently turn to you and say, this is just too hard. Can you help us figure it out? And then amazingly, you come up with something. So we're going to miss that, obviously. And then finally, who's going to be there to nudge us, sometimes make time today, to do more, better, faster in the service of the agenda that we all share. Have you had the opportunity to do X, Y, or Z? Always cheerfully, with recognition of the multiple pressures we face, and unfazed and undaunted by our one-line responses like, leave me alone. We assume that there will be people who will fill your shoes in this respect, but we appreciate the way in which you've done it. So I think that's really basically the bottom line for you, Jeremy. I trust that we will continue to see each other, that I will be crashing on your couch and take my kids out for college visits in the Bay Area. But I hope that that's not the limit of it, that we really get the benefit of your insights and your energy and your friendship on an ongoing basis. I'm really going to miss you.
Gail Smith is up next.
This is the second departure event I've overseen that had some role in for Jeremy in this administration. In the last one, we sang. The best part, though, was that his son, Jonah, somebody cut some holes into a bird bag and walked around in a burn bag the entire time. He's not driving. So I decided, I thought I could be funny, but I'm going to be serious.